You can't eat meat on Fridays? What's up with that? A question I've been asked almost every year after I switched from private to public school in the 4th grade. A question with a simple answer. I was born and raised a practicing Catholic, and I'm celebrating the season of Lent. Today, I'm going to discuss with you what Lent is, why it's important, and the requirements that go along with it. So what's Lent? Lent is a season of prayer, fasting, and charity that begins on Ash Wednesday and ends at sundown on Holy Thursday, lasting a total of 40 days and 40 nights, an imitation of Jesus' fast in the desert right before he began his public ministry. This is a period Christians and Catholics like to use to prepare to celebrate the resurrection of the Lord on Easter Sunday. So why do we celebrate? Well, according to Britannica's article on Lent, paragraph 2, it was originally celebrated as a time Baptist candidates used to prepare. It was also a time of penance for grievous sinners who were excluded from communion and were preparing for their restoration. They wore sackcloth and were sprinkled with ashes as a sign of their penance. This form of public punishment actually began to die out around the 9th century, and it became customary for all that were faithful to practice and be reminded for the need of penance by receiving a smear of ashes right on their forehead on the first day of Lent, which is why it got called Ash Wednesday. So what are the rules that go along if I'm going to follow Lent? The rules today are definitely not as strict as they once were way back when. According to Britannica's article, it actually says that during the early centuries, the rules were super strict. For example, you could only have one meal a day during the evening, and it could have absolutely no meat, fish, eggs, and butter. They were forbidden, an absolute no. The strict fasting began to die out around World War II, and only Ash Wednesday and Good Friday were kept as Lenten fasting days. So today, many Catholics still celebrate the fast by choosing to not eat meat on Friday. That can also be excluded if you are pregnant or you are severely sick. You don't have to do that. Some people like to practice by saying you can eat meat on Sunday. It just depends on where you're at. Another tradition that Catholics and Christians like to do is giving up something of specific pleasure, whether it be social media, alcohol, sweets. They give it up during Lent as a way to practice simplicity and self-discipline. But that doesn't come without impulses, obviously, and if that happens, they use it as a reminder to pray and refocus on their spiritual significance. In conclusion, there's so much more to Lent than just not eating meat on Fridays. I just told you what Lent was, why we celebrate, and the traditions that go along with it. I hope you're now a little bit more prepared the next time that question comes around with your Catholic and Christian classmates in the cafeteria. Thank you.